Hello everyone, we are back for another episode of Jurassic Adventure Season 4. Let's see what's going down on the island today, shall we? Meanwhile, back on the ground, we see a couple of familiar faces. It is none other than Kate, Freddy, and Sledgehammer. They seem to be grazing here on the plains on the island. However, there is bad news. Kate, she's not been feeling so well lately. She's been feeling sick, terribly ill. Unfortunately, she has not felt the same. Ever since Season 3 concluded, she's came down with a serious illness. Freddy is concerned about his mother, but he hopes that she can get better. Both him and Sledgehammer have supported her throughout her illness, and they will continue to do so. But alas, all episodes, there will never be an episode without a certain attack. This is a Caprosuchus, a very horrifying creature on the island. Essentially, it's a crocodile with a dog-like body, hence the name, the Boar Croc. They are swift and very deadly killers. However, the worst part, they come in packs. Sledgehammer spots them. Kate is immediately not playing around. She has seen these things before, and they are such killers. She will make sure they regret messing with her family. However, it seems like these vicious dog-like creatures, they are not backing down. Kate, however, is a mighty warrior, and so thus, without fear, she attacks. Unfortunately, they're too quick and they dodge her. Like sharks around a boat, they are circling her. One's got a good hole in Kate's rear. However, the Caprosuchuses, they continue to get more vicious as the more and more they fight. Kate has just pierced this Caprosuchus' arm. The other Caprosuchus is bewildered. Kate has just decommissioned one of the Caprosuchuses by stabbing it right in the gut with her horns. A bit bruised and really scarred, but Sledgehammer is alright. The same cannot be said for the Caprosuchuses. One dead, the other severely wounded, the other is extremely terrified. The other two survivors decide to retreat. Kate and Sledgehammer have done it again. They have warded off another case of predators. However, sadly, their day has only just begun from here. For now, the two of them decide to get a drink at the watering hole. Of course, the three of them decide to travel the island once again. Finally, Kate and Sledgehammer found a nice spot to enjoy their afternoon with. Immediately, Freddy jumps into the action. However, like a moth to a flame, predators never stop coming. It is a T-Rex, but not just any T-Rex. This is Poacher. He is the brother hunter, but alas, Kate and Sledgehammer's worst nightmare. But being much quicker, Sledgehammer spots Poacher. Right off the bat, Sledgehammer and Kate realize that Poacher, of course, is a very dangerous creature to fight. But Kate is not going to be determined. She will make sure Poacher, he knows his match. Being the biggest of the group, Kate challenges Poacher. Without a moment's hesitation, they both clash. Right off the bat, Kate has put Poacher into a tough position. However, that just made Poacher even more angry. He grabs Kate by the horn. Unfortunately, T-Rexes have very strong bites. It's going to take a lot of force to let go. But Sledgehammer fearlessly defends his friend. Sledgehammer then goes for a very hard jab, right in the knees. Finally, that made Poacher let go, but now he's after Sledgehammer. Before he could run, sadly, he's grabbed. He's tossed around like a rag doll. He's been slammed a couple of times by Poacher, but Poacher's not finished with him. However, before Poacher can get a second chance to attack, with those dagger-like horns, she has pierced Poacher's thigh. Of course, being battered and bruised, and now extremely in pain, and now with a limp, Poacher decides to call off the hunt. Now that he's realized he has picked the worst opponents he could ever pick. He limps away. She may be sick and she may be ill, but nothing is going to stop her from protecting her best friend and her only son. Speaking of Sledgehammer, she goes to check on him, being very jostled and, of course, potentially maybe a broken bone or two. Thankfully, Sledgehammer is alright. Sledgehammer gets up. He's dazed, but thankfully he's alright. Kate and Sledgehammer have came to the conclusion that this part of the island is definitely not suitable either. So thus, they both decide to travel. And once again, they will be met with a surprise. Finally, after traveling for many hours, Kate and Sledgehammer and Freddy have made it to the safe side of the island. At least they hope it's safe. However, Kate and Sledgehammer are not just on any side of the island. They are on the southern side of the island. A place where not many have ventured to. So this is most certainly going to be one heck of an experience for them. And so far, the place seems peaceful. Until it wasn't.